Hey everyone, this is Tom from MonTac here, and once again we are back at it for our match of the week. This time we have got rank 3 in the Pro Divisions, ZweiStein versus rank 6 in the Pro Division, Lucky. Going to be an incredible matchup from these two. Obviously they are both poised to be the next challenger for Mini Smoke's title, and if we should see a winner here today, they will get that shot. As you know, this will be a pro match, so we have got 1 hour on the clock as soon as the match begins. And if they are unable to get the win within that hour, it will be a draw. So they are incentivized to make sure this match ends as soon as possible. It's going to be very interesting to see these two compete. They did very well in the Master Tournament, but now they're going to be looking to see if they can secure a big win here. Previously, this was going to be ZweiStein versus Misfire, but due to scheduling, Lucky has... Misfire was unable to make it, and Lucky was able to make it, starting us off with a roll of 3. ZweiStein is going to be looking very good. They definitely need to put a lot of cards on the board so they do not get OTK'd. While Lucky is not necessarily known for OTKs, they are especially good at getting them and getting that surprise attack. So let's see what happens here. Starting us now, and obviously we're 10 turns until sudden death. This is the first one. Ooh, let's see what this is. Okay, Vigilantes. Alright, as expected, ZweiStein is running Vigilantes. This is going to be interesting to see how they decide to go from this starting board of Dan with Vigilante Casualty. Do they play Casualty immediately? Are they going to hold off on it? Right now, what I could definitely expect from ZweiStein is that they're setting up the anti-OTK parameters, as they are quite weak to that. We'll have to see how they do the proper setup here. The big question for Lucky is, what are they running? Life Gamblers did get recently revamped, so they may not be changing them. Oh, and they're going for Life Gamblers. Okay, so we've got a brand new Life Gamblers now. Very interesting to see how this goes. They have a lot less bricking now, but they do have a couple things that did get nerfed. They did lose a couple power cards and stuff. So right now it's going to be interesting to see what they go into, and they're going to go into what looks to be a Superior Ace. Supportive Ace then grabs him any gambler from deck or perished. And goes Ambitious Jack. Going to conflict already. Very aggressive strategy here from Lucky. Using Ambitious Jack to take on the Dan. And with a 2000 Debt King in the wings. That does mean we are looking at a Darius coming here immediately. I mean, that's what I would expect. He'll be coming in about 3000. Okay, so Darius is going to go up to 3000. Definitely going to be too big for Debt King there. That might be a pass. Yep, there goes the pass. That's a brutal one for Lucky there, because that means that Darius can splash to move their cards. We're entering turn 3 now. Turn 3 out of 10. Once 10 turns are up, we go to sudden death, which means should either player get wounded. What that means, if they get attacked by a monster and it is successful, that player will lose. So we're going to go into a Black King's Rebirth here, shuffling that back to draw a card. Not bad, not bad. They've got access to Null Factor once Darius goes, but Lucky's not really a quick player. I mean, they can use OTKs, but... Okay, going for Superior Ace first. It's a good choice. Superior Ace has definitely been neutered in that regard. Black King from Acid Pile. That's pretty nice. Now, we have seen Black King in a recent Starlit deck that actually did win the Pro Tournament from Mini Smoke. But it looks like this might be a bit more of a slower version. Plasma Hand Cannon in response from Lucky. Surely this is sending Death Soldier. Yep, that's Death Soldier being sent, which will specially remove the Darius, which is really nice here because Darius can only gain the power of a perished card, and at the moment there's only, I think, just really Dan. That's going to give 300 onto Darius, which makes Darius 3300. Premium at 3000 is pretty nice, but this also means that Lucky will get that Special Detonation Soldier on their next preparation stage, but only if ZweiStein clears a spot for them. So we'll see what ZweiStein thinks is the best move here. They've rolled a 3, I believe, for turn. Now, of course, the winner of this matchup will be able to face Mini Smoke for the Pro Division title. Mini Smoke currently on an 8-match win streak, looking to have one of the most dominant reigns in recent history. Representing Brazil, it's going to be incredibly interesting to see who out of these two, we've got ZweiStein from Germany and Lucky from the US, who is going to come out on top here. Both players have intersected with Mini Smoke before, but it was a long time before Mini Smoke was the champion that he is now, so either way it's going to be a very exciting matchup. Lucky, last time they held the title was around about March or April 2021. And as for ZweiStein, it was about September 2021, so a little bit further away, but not too far. Still within a year. Going into conflict. Ooh. Oh, sending their own Jack. Very clever play here from ZweiStein. Not ZweiStein, Lucky here. Just going to get rid of their own Jack. Now the question is, oh, that's amazing, because that means on Lucky's next turn, they can play the Det, sack it, and then play the Jack and get its ability off. That is just phenomenal from Lucky, wow. Wow, incredibly well done. That was just amazing. Okay, Det King is at 2k, which is really nice. Det King is not getting special move, which means it is going to remain 2000 to the end of the game. Probably should have cloned it, just to keep track, but we'll have to see. Turn 4, Apoc, of course, the current Master Tactician, is doing incredibly well at judging thus far. He is on a 2-match win streak of his own, and should he get to the title picture and Mini Smoke still be there, that will also be an incredible matchup. And as predicted, there is Det Soldier. Det Soldier gets an extra double power. Okay. Straight 5 secondary effect, which is going to allow them to add a life gamer card from the deck to their hand. Roll of 3 for turn. Just having a look now. We've got Detonation Soldier, of course, being in the field. That can specially move the Black King. We're also going to grab the Queen with Life Gambler Straight. The awesome thing about Life Gambler Straight now is it can be revived by Jack if Jack is the role it needs. Roll of 3 for turn. Ooh, this is unusual. We got the inclusion of a mutated Titanoboa baby. Very unusual for a Life Gambler deck. This could be fetching Turmoil, would be my guess, to use that with a Queen. But who knows? Ooh, going for Life Gambler's protection. Okay. Okay. Apologies for that, we're just trying to figure out where the game state is now. Obviously we got Baby searching that. Will they bring back Jack is the question. Okay, Plasma Hand Cannon is mandatory, so they would need to make sure. So we've got Lucky Queen now. Lucky Queen's going to hit field. Yep, they can be played regardless of class since the tactical's in there. We've got Fatal or Life Gamers Roulette. Okay, popping the Darius with that, with his own queen. Dangerous play there. We're going to grab the Jack now. Yep, Jack hits the field. It will double Jack to 1300. And that's a 5 that will kill his own Jack. Unfortunate for Lucky. Looks like a small misplay from Lucky. This is going to put them in a bad position here. Black King looked to be very strong. It is going to get special removed from Death Soldier here though. So it loses the double up specialty, which is really nice, but I'm just not sure what Lucky's going to do here. They're attacking, they're crashing it. Oh, and they're going to use Life Game's protection. Both of them are gone. Wow. That was such a... That's incredible. Because what a play there to deal with the Prometheus. Now, of course, ZweiStein will get Prometheus back on their next turn, I believe. Unless I'm incorrect in that, but I believe they will get Prometheus back. I'm just going to read Black King's Rebirth here. I don't believe it's a specialty. Yeah, okay. Let's see if ZweiStein remembers. Okay, this has left Lucky wide open. I know ZweiStein has access to Barox here, so they do have a way to get lethal. Now in the 5th turn of the game, 5 more until sudden death. I'm looking at a roll of 4. Let's see here, we're just waiting in anticipation to see what ZweiStein will go into. Rebirth gets Black King. Now they've got Black King in play. If they go Barox here, they definitely have a ways to get the lethal. The question is, does ZweiStein think that's the right move here? They can't overextend against Lucky because Lucky can punish them pretty harshly. So we'll see here. Black King hits fields at 3k, which is really nice. It is still a specialty move, which means it can't stop the tacticals from being played when it hits conflict. Playing out. Dylan hits field. Going to conflict. So we're just going to stay nice and safe here at this stage. ZweiStein never going to extend, it looks like. Lucky kind of debating now the health point loss. Will they drop to 2? recognizing the lead that ZweiStein has in the game at this stage, and they're going to take both damage. And it goes to Lucky. Roll of 3, turn 6. Only 5 more turns. There's 4 more to go. Templar. What kind of deck is this? I have no idea. This must be Overdrive. So it looks like to me that Lucky is steering into the Blackjack-esque strategy of gamblers. The reason that it seems this way is that they're going to probably run something like Steel Edge Overdrive. It's a tactical that basically allows your monster to, every time it gains power, it gains an additional attack. So when using this with a card called Blackjack Dragon, it's a synergy for life gamblers. Whenever Blackjack attacks a monster, or just attacks in general, it gains 1,000 power. So, with that in mind, and Blackjack having unlimited amount of time you can do that, you can in fact have an infinity attacking Blackjack. So ZweiStein is going to need to be aware of that, because once Blackjack gets too big and if ZweiStein does not have the required specialty removal, or rather if he does not have a way to deal with multiple regens on Lucky's side, that could also be quite lethal. Mutated Bear Soldier is going to be really good here, giving Cannon Templar enough to beat over Prometheus, which is huge. Going after Dylan as well. Dylan's pretty weak here, so they may let it go, but they also could block. If you're in this scenario, depends on what you're trying to do with Dylan. Dylan can always out the Templar, which is really good. I guess we could expect a What the Guilty See, which is a card that drops enemy monster down to 0. If that does happen, then we are... I think Lucky's in a bit of trouble. Currently just thinking now. Currently 17 minutes into the matchup, around thereabouts. Okay, dealing with Dylan was really big for Lucky there, and then they can go Cannon Templar over the Prometheus. Operator, mid-conflict. Operator definitely going to be looking to pop that Templar. Operator's going to gain the original, putting himself at 3650. Okay, roll of 3, turn 7 now. These two competitors battled it out in the Master Tournament to decide the very first Master Tactician that would be won by Apocalyptic. But they battled it out in a best of 3, which was incredibly close. But in the end, ZweiStein did come out on top. This will be very interesting to see if Lucky has learned from that experience and if they can counter the Vigilantes that once beat them. Roll is currently a 3. And going to conflict, Prometheus over Bear Soldier, leaving Lucky wide open. And they're taking the damage. Lucky drops to 1 health point. Any mistake now for Lucky, and that could be the end of it. Going to turn 8 now. Bit of water there. We're going to turn 8, of course. Ambitious Jack is in field. Okay, we're going. Lucky is going into asset pile. Could they be grabbing Blackjack? Blackjack is in field. Going to conflict. Okay. So it's just a question there that if a certain card doesn't stop the power up from happening. And it looks like that's no, so did they shake Hammer down potentially? Rolling a 5 for turn. Blackjack going up to 4,000. If it wins 3 conflicts, this timer is removed. Checking now what the response is going to be. Savage Dual Shield. That does mean that Blackjack Dragon is going to get stopped from getting its abilities, unfortunately. However, Lucky does have ways to bring it back, so we'll see how that goes. Turn 9. A couple turns away now from sudden death. Sudden death, of course, being once you get wounded, you are immediately out of the game. Roll of 2 now from ZweiStein. Lucky 1 through 5. I believe this is probably going to grab Lance. Oh, Gareth. Why Gareth? That is weird. Maybe it's a defensive measure. Roll of 2. Going to cool down. Final turn before sudden death. Both these players need to start putting in that aggression. Passing it over, we are now in sudden death. Any wounding is lethal. Roll of 2. We sit and wait to hear what they will be doing. They really need to get their game going because they've only got 36 minutes. So they need to start putting in some aggression. Obviously Blackjack was a great start, but we need to see something from ZweiStein here because they are really not putting in. They need to start getting that in gear. Limited opportunity here for both players. Going into Wild Joker. Wild Joker at 4,500. And they're going to sack it to bring back a 5k Blackjack Dragon. Let's see what the response is. Barox hits field as a defense. That is weird. I'm going to be honest. That is weird. War gear. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know how the judge is going to feel about this one. ZweiStein asked if there was any sort of a response, and Lucky said no, and then as fake cover came down, they said, oh wait, yes, but it seems the judge has made the right call and saying they will not get the opportunity to respond, as they did say they did not wish to respond initially. So this is a great counterplay from ZweiStein. While they did play Barox on the enemy's turn, what this does is it gives them a lot of power onto Barox. We're just going to see how much they're discarding though, of course, to decide what the total amount. Discarded potentially 3. There's a lot of cards used from asset for ZweiStein, so they may be running out of time here. Discarding 2, which will give 2 from Lucky, which will force a 4,000 boost for Barox, making it 6,100. That is a very good for ZweiStein here. Barox has got notorious OTKs from this position. Has ZweiStein rolled? Okay, just getting it to roll now. We've got a roll of 4 for turn, and they've got Barox in play with the ability to add a bunch of additional attacks. The way Barox works is when it attacks, it can add an additional attack to itself by specially moving a vigilante in ZweiStein's Perish pile. Now, of course, why this is interesting is because all the vigilantes have sleeper skills. These activate when the monster loses a specialty. So, while it's in the Perish pile, you can specially move them for different abilities while adding additional attacks to Barox. It can get quite scary and does give ZweiStein a very large toolbox from which they can work with. In this case, however, it looks like we're going to have Barox just beating the crap out of something. This time starting with Jack. And they're going to synergize something. Ben. And Ben gets played onto field thanks to a sleeper skill, giving ZweiStein another body. And we're going to go Gambler's Protection if we get a 4 or higher. Ooh, that kills Barox. Brutal. That is a phenomenal play from Lucky. Just incredible. That protection's just absolutely amazing. Wow, just almost speechless in that play there. Dealing with Barox so quickly, just mind-blowing. We're going to see if Lucky can pull that off again. And just, wow, that was just dealing with Barox so quickly. Just amazing. Now, of course, Blackjack will be gone into this turn, but Lucky has used considerably less in terms of assets. Meanwhile, ZweiStein has more in the main deck, so it's really a question of what do you think means more. I think it really comes down to is how powerful are the cards in Lucky's asset. Because we know ZweiStein has a bunch of like what the Guilty Sea, potentially Hammer Down, potentially Titan Destroyer Sword, a lot of those different combat tricks in the Vigilantes, or used by the Vigilante decks in particular. Roll of 5 now for fire for Lucky there. And we're going with Arathor. That is interesting. So that's going to grab something from Perish, which can be a class 3 or below. And we're going to go for Supportive Ace. Supportive Ace is a great pick here because Supportive Ace can then grab Superior. Superior can then grab Jack. So quite just the combos are flying out here. Lucky is definitely doing incredibly well. One of their better matches thus far. Getting Superior Ace now. Superior Ace can then revive anything. If Superior Ace grabs... ooh, bit of a misstep there. Are they going to let them take that back? Ooh, they might. Looks like let them take it back. So Superior Ace was specially removed. So it looks like the judge is letting them pick another one, as they've just realized it was specially removed. Very kind there from APOC, but looks like they're picking the other one. So the other non-specially moved ace. This hits field. It can then revive a jack from perished. This will allow them to roll for turn. If they can get anything less than a 5, they'll be able to return the card, and they do. They can grab a Life Gambler straight. Or protection, actually. Could be good too. Turmoil instead. Wow. Great play there from Lucky. But the issue with Turmoil is that Lucky doesn't have enough health to use it. So I'm not sure what they're doing. Arathor's power level is now being determined and gets 250 power for each fighter in Lucky's Perish Pile. Oh, not a fighter, it's every monster. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus supportive 11, 12, 13. So it's currently hitting about 6,500 on that guy. Wait a minute, hold on. 13. Huh. Okay. That's going to special move everything. Good play from ZweiStein. Shuts down a lot of what Lucky has. But ZweiStein's asset is dwindling. I do not believe they have access to Cylon. They're just questioning now if they make a special move monster into a tactical. Will the tactical be able to use its new effect? And the answer is no, because technically Turmoil extracts the specialty of a monster. So unfortunately that will not work. And ZweiStein has hard countered Lucky here, but Lucky has far more in the tank and the ability to bring back Blackjack later. Now, Lucky has lost access to both aces now, with them both getting special moved, and they use their regen for health. Definitely a bit of a pinch here. Going to conflict. Only 28 minutes left. Running out of time, but we are still in sudden death. Going for Arathor. Ooh, can't use Titan Destroyer Sword. Regen to get the Prometheus back up to 3,000. Anything that Lucky can do in response? I think we're probably going to look into Asset. Dealing with Prometheus here would be pretty good. Last card in ZweiStein's asset is probably a Barox, I would say. Because ZweiStein does not necessarily use the Vigilante Apex. Roll a 5 for turn. I think we could be seeing very shortly a War Gear from Lucky here, which would boost their Arathor enough to deal with the Prometheus and specialty move that Prometheus again, which would be pretty good. But okay. Going to sacrifice 2. Turmoil to move Jack. This is a weird play. I'm very confused by this play. Oh my gosh, they're making space. And they're going to go straight. Live Gambler straight. Sacking the Jack. And that will board wipe ZweiStein. Wow. That is incredible. Just out of nowhere. That is correct. It leaves ZweiStein wide open for an attack from Arathor. I believe Arathor can. I believe Arathor can attack. Arathor can attack, just confirming. Because the conflict never completed, Arathor does get to attack. And Arathor gets popped immediately. Right out the gate. Oh no, hold on. Hold on. It says, hold on, I think it says non-asset, so that will not be usable. So Arathor still maintains the attack, going for lethal. Ooh, things are starting to heat up a lot more. This is lethal if ZweiStein cannot stop it. This is for lethal. I'm just confirming here what the response is going to be. Go special move the Gareth from hand to play it. Cannot perish his turn. Solid defense. Solid defense there from ZweiStein. Okay, turn has passed. It was incredibly well done from Lucky Doe to get that match to happen the way it did. Okay, so they're going to drop the casualty on Gareth as well. This is a different casualty, not the one that was regards for class. And we got a roll of 2 to start for ZweiStein's turn. Last card is expected to be Barox, but he's probably not going to drop Barox for a little bit because that's his last proper defense. I think if he does drop Barox, he's probably going to lose this match immediately, so we'll have to see. A lot of have to seeing, I will say. Okay, Ben is specially moved. We'll have to see. Obviously, ZweiStein has rolled the 2. They're going to need to get a win if they want to secure that tail shot against Mini Smoke. Just confirming now what cards in the Perish Pile have been specially moved. This will matter for Barox. So my guess would be ZweiStein is potentially looking at Barox coming out soon. Is it immediate? Is it not? We'll find out soon. Shadow Vigilante Violet. Specialty moving a different Vigilante in the Perish Pile, and it will specialty move the Den, the second copy of Ben. Going to conflict, they're definitely be targeting queen here. They need to get that out of here. They need it out of here as soon as possible. And we're going Ben over the queen. And Savage Dual Shield to save the day. Unfortunately, that means that Lucky can't use that for Barox. But I do believe that Lucky does have more options here. 20 minutes left to get a victory here. A lot quicker for ZweiStein in this matchup. Good to see them playing a bit faster. But will that be more of a handicap? Currently weighing up their options. Going for an offensive push, it seems. Going into Black Jack Joker. They're going to let him take that back? Unfortunately, they're going to have to play blackjack. That really sucks. Oh, that might be a bit of a misplay. Lucky Queen going over Gareth. Okay, just walking it through now. Casualty is going to activate on that Gareth, which will grab a Jared. Just establishing a board, it looks at this stage. Going for MonTac. Surely Lucky attacks that. Surely you take out Lance here. Lance special moves an enemy monster, and then all monsters in play that are special moves get popped. So Lance could definitely deal with the Blackjack Dragon. Viral gaining 2 health. It looks like Lucky's going to bring back Blackjack, but then Lance will then pop it. Yikes! Oh! Come on, Lucky, what can you do? I feel like Lucky's running Tribal Hammer, and if that's the case, then this is very bad. Lucky needs... Beautiful play. Lucky badly needs that Lance to die. Badly. Absolutely badly. Because if Lance doesn't die, then that Blackjack is gone next turn. ZweiStein definitely needs to keep Lance alive. Oh, and they're letting it die unless they have a second Lance. That might be a very bad misplay. I'm not sure what ZweiStein had in hand, but if they had any way to defend that. Oh, and they had Guilty. I am so confused with this match, Zwei. Why would you not keep MonTac alive? That is a weird decision, but okay. There must be some reasoning. And when it perishes, they can bring back a Blackjack Dragon. And its time will be removed. Time removed. Okay, so it is time removed 4,000 Blackjack Dragon. Is now ZweiStein's move. And now it's ZweiStein's turn. And Lucky has fully refilled everything from their deck, which means they will have likely that regen they need. Unless they've already used both, but I don't believe they have. No, they've only used one copy. Now Lucky is known to hate staples, so maybe he doesn't run 2 copies of regen, but for his sake, he will need it. Even specialty removal will not stop Blackjack's time removal, so ZweiStein's going to need to figure out a different way to deal with this Blackjack. I believe that we've got a Junior Vigilante Dan on the way, as that card just simply can drop that Blackjack to 300. Why do they have 2 cards? Okay, so they had Wild Joker, they had Arrow Thor, just kind of the asset now. Blackjack, Wild Joker, those 4. Okay, so they've got a Tacticalism and a Synergy left. It really will depend what that last card is. Do they have? How could they have a Mutated Dragon? They're currently talking about Mutated Dragons at this stage. But that can't be right. I think it's got to be Super Soldier. Because they've got a Mutated Bear Soldier and they've got Mechas. I think it's got to be Super Soldier. Got to be Super Soldier. They've got Bear here, they've got Mechas. I think Super Soldier will be the play. Maybe it's like a Fate Carver Super Soldier, but I don't think he would do that against the Vigilantes. Okay, you're going to play Dan. Dan is really good in the Perish because that gets specialized, especially removed by Barox. Going to grab a Guilty Sea. So regen is going to become pretty important. Yeah, so you got multiple, you might have a second regen. Regen would be huge. So I think if Lucky keeps the Blackjack, right, if they keep it on their next turn, they start attacking, I think they can get the win. Now, problem is, I also believe that Lucky has access to the overdrives. So I know they've got at least 1 overdrive in their hand. They've got a regen potentially. Blackjack is time removed, which is really nice. What the heck is going on? Wait, why is... Sorry, with what the Guilty Sea, I was getting so confused. Okay, what the Guilty Sea dropping Blackjack Dragon down to 0. Ooh, there's the regen. I would have let it through and then you could have brought it back with overdrive. Because now the specialty removal, actually no, that might be Tribal Hammer in Lucky's asset. Tribal Hammer is a tacticalism that allows you to get the specialty back of a monster. Generally it's not much used unless you're using like Beowulf or Blackjack Dragon. But it's not an auto include. Lucky has used something similar previously, but it's not an auto include, so there's really any way this could go. Okay, 19 going over successfully the Queen. They are running out of time though. They are running out of time. Lucky 135 can search for a card, add to hand. Okay, Gareth can be played as a very good defensive card. Dan has perished, but that means it can be used from Gareth. Let's see if Lucky falls for this. has revealed a card to ZweiStein. I think it's going to be Dragon Cupid, right? 10 minutes left. This could be very much a draw. Taking Jared. Jared gets specialty back. So, okay, good play there, good play there. They can go Jared over Ben here. Don't do Blackjack over Ben, that's a bad move. That'd be very bad if you did Blackjack over Ben. Definitely go Jared over Ben. Jared over Ben is the right play because they hit you with a 300. Oh, no, they're going Blackjack. Ah, that was a rough move. Okay, that boosts Blackjack, but I'm expecting a Gareth here, which will trigger a Dan, which will make Blackjack 300. Running out of time now. Going risky. Debating now. Only 8 minutes left. Going Gareth. Dan gets activated as expected. Drops Blackjack down to 300. Does Lucky have the response? What can Lucky do? Okay, Blackjack is gone. That is a huge moment. Jared goes back. Yep, Jared goes back. They're already taking care of that. Already on top of it. Big play there from Lucky, but I'm sure they've got overdrive, so I don't think they're that badly messed up here. I believe they still have overdrive. Barrock, even if Barrock hits field. Blackjack is 5,000. Going into conflict. Attacking over the Cupid. And now going for lethal. Overdrive hits field, bringing back Blackjack Dragon, 4,000. And it will have infinite attacks on Lucky's next turn. Okay, here we go. This is going to be crazy. It's got infinite attacks +1, which is exactly what Lucky has and what Lucky needs to win. Six minutes left. Looks like ZweiStein might be stalling at this point. Will neither be able to get their shot at the title. Could be their very first draw ever. We have yet to have a draw in the Pro Division. Okay, we're in conflict, which means a lot less cards can be played, restricting both players. Regen on Dan. Sorry, not Dan. Ben. Okay. Oh, I see. I think it is if when Ben perishes, he can special move it again to bring it back, maybe? So before the ace hits field. Oh, it's going to get them access to a bunch of different stuff. But all the aces especially move doesn't matter. They're going for ambitious. They roll the correct number. I think you're going to go protection here. Life Gambler's protection. If you grab Life Gambler straight, you're putting yourself in a lot more dangerous position. Ooh, regen. That's a good choice. Good choice there, good choice there. So Jack's now currently being used to get the regens for Blackjack, which is really nice. Blackjack is going to start beating down on Ben. It's a roll of 1. Oh, not a roll of 1 to turn. What is the roll for turn? 2 for turn. Casualty hits the field. Oh, they could have brought back Null Factor. Okay, now hold on, because Null Factor would have special moved, then he would have regened. Okay, no, that was right. But the reason Gareth couldn't be taken down is from Lucky 135. So ZweiStein needs to do something here. Going to special move the Blackjack, I assume. But does it really matter? I mean, Blackjack's still going to be... $2,000 power with 3 attacks. Four attacks. That is correct, 4 attacks. Because they got 3 additional from Overdrive. Lance. Oh, dude, it hit regen. But it won't matter because Lance can select it anyway. That was a bad play from Lucky, unfortunately. That will kill them both. That was a bad play from Lucky, unfortunately. Regardless of the situation, which is about how much they were going to lose. Is that second card in Overdrive? I don't believe they can use it twice. So... that was a big play from ZweiStein. Two minutes left. It looks like Lucky has forfeited. That is game. Lucky has forfeited the very last second. I'm not sure why. Oh, it was Jackal. They can't use it. Alright, that is game. Thank you everyone for watching. We have our new challenger in ZweiStein who will take on Mini Smoke next weekend for the Pro Division title. Congratulations, sir. What an incredible matchup. Gosh, this was crazy. Alrighty then. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next week. This has been Tom.